Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to talk about RSI. RSI stands for Relative Strength Index. And if you want to know the formula, then it's 100 minus bracket 100 divided by bracket 1 divided by bracket average gain during a period, blah, blah, blah. You don't need to know this, I'm sure. So let's not make it a mathematics class. So let's keep it stupid simple. Like in my previous organization, we used to call it KISS formula, that is keep it stupid simple. So if a stupid person couldn't understand you, that means it's not clear enough, like Mr. Albert Einstein said as well. So if you can't explain well, that means you haven't understood your subject. So I'm sure like there are many teachers, or many of them, so who try to explain, but they make it really difficult for the students like me. So let's begin with the RSI. So here is the indicator. So when you go to the indicator, all you have to do is type RSI, and that's it. So this is already marked as my favorite, so you just click RSI and there you go. All you have to do is set it up according to your needs, like according to your color preferences and all. So the style, you can just change it if you want. So the RSI band is not that important, but still if you want it, you can just leave it. This is the upper Bollinger, and I'll just leave it as it is. So all I care about this RSI. So you can keep it lighter, darker, whatever preference you have. So RSI, the inputs, the RSI length is 14. 14 means the 14 candles, be it 4 hours or a daily candle, whichever time frame you are trading, that's going to be 14. Keep it close and keep it SMA, that's simple moving average. That's it, that's all. That's stupid simple, right? RSI is stupid simple. And if you're going to trade, if you're going to if you want some accuracy in divergence and all, if you want to catch hold the divergence, RSI is the one. And I'm sure there are very few traders who doesn't know RSI. RSI is that important. Okay, so let's first discuss about what RSI is and how exactly these things work. So RSI, when you open this, you double click, it opens up, and you see this one. This is 70, this is 30, and not many is going to explain you that you need to put 50 as well in the mid. So 50 is supposed to be the mid of the RSI. That will give an idea that the market is bullish or bearish. So whenever the market is going up, so say about this one, when the market goes up, it means the market is overbought. Like we buy when we are going up, right? As simple. Let's keep it simple. We buy when we go up, we sell when we go down, right? So shorting, selling, as I've explained in my previous video, if you haven't watched the trading terminology. So here is the trading terminology, the link. Watch it. If you're a newbie and you want to understand what I'm talking about, you need to watch the terminology, so you'll understand. When you're longing, you're buying, so you bought over here. So this is overbought. So when it goes down, like this one, when it goes down, because the market was selling, so when you're selling, it is oversold. Overbought, because we buy and it went up, we have bought a lot, we have bought exactly more, so now we have exceeded the threshold, and over here we have exceeded the threshold of overselling, because we were selling, it was shorting. So keep it simple, this is bought and this is sold, oversold. Buying long, selling short. All right, so what exactly the 70 and 30 means? When it crosses 70 or reaches 70, this is overbought. This is a general idea. When market is overbought, so that means it's going to come down. This has to come down. Let's give you some examples. This is the BTC chart, the BTC Bitcoin. This is the daily time frame, and you can see this one, the market is going up, and over here what you can see, the market went down. So the RSI is going down, but the price is going up. So what does it mean? It means it's not parallel, because the price is pushing up, but the strength in the market is not that much, because this is going up. So the bulls get trapped, and then boom, the market goes down. You can see this clearly that the strength is gone, and over here the price is pushing up. This is daily time frame. Once you go to the lower time frame, that is 4 hours, 6 hours, whatever hours you want to go, whatever time frame, so you can see there will be a lot of candles over here. That is to trap the bulls. Okay, let me give you one more example. You can see this one as well. This one, the price is same, but you can see the market is going down, it's losing the strength, and this was all-time high, so it was closed. So that means the market was showing no strength. The market is going to go down. Okay, let me give you some more example. It's going to help you to understand how exactly things work. Let me see if we could find it. Yep, it looks this one maybe. Let's check. Yeah, it is. So see this one, the price goes up, but over here you can see the strength we have lost the strength in the market. There's no more strength. The strength is lost. I'm sure like many of you must have played games, and in the game you have the power thing on the top, right? So the power is when you are hitting it hard. So when the power goes down, there is no more strength. Even if you're trying to hit, but that's the power is lost because the thing is not there anymore. You know what I mean? This is the price pushing up. The price could be pushed a lot many reasons, the market makers or people who are trying to push it up, but the strength is not there as the conviction is lost or whatever reason is there. The manipulation must be taking place. So you can see this was a clear divergence. See, bearish divergence. This is called bearish divergence because this is going to go down. See, the market went down from this is 25,000 and this is around 19.5. Okay, let me give you some bullish divergence. This was the bearish divergence when the price was going up, but the RSI was showing down. So that means the market was going down. The market was giving you a bearish divergence that we are going to go bearish. So now I'm going to show you how the bullish divergence works. Let me see if I can find one. Yep, there you go. So this one, you're going to find this quite often, like in most of the charts you'll find it, the divergence happens very often, and this works in any time frame as well. So this one, you see this. Okay, let me zoom this a little bit. So now you see that the market tried to push it down to catch hold of the bears, and this one, let me give it to you. You see this, the RSI was moving up, showing some strength that the market is going up, but then the price, which was going down, but then there was not much strength left. So the bears have lost the control, you can say this way. And when the market is going up, the bulls have lost the control and the bears have taken over. So over here we can see it clearly that the bears have lost the control. There is no more strength with the bears and the bulls are taking over. The bulls are trying to take the game back. So this is how you have to see the market, like the bulls and bear fight. If you understand the bull and bear fight, you will understand the whole market. That's going to be like a game. So let me show you some more. Yeah, maybe this one. Yep, this one. So this one, you see the market is going down, and what do you see in RSI, right? You see something? Oh yes. So the RSI over here, you see this, the same thing. The market was trying to push down, but the bears didn't have much strength left. You can see this candle as well. The candle was strong enough, but still again the bears were trying to go pushing the market down. This is kind of a liquidity zone as well. See, liquidity zone wasn't in the chapter, but still I will explain you the liquidity zone as well. You can see this one, this zone is a liquidity zone. If you haven't watched that video, supply and demand, you need to watch it. This all combines together. The RSI liquidity zone, say it's support and resistance, say it supply and demand, it's all same. So this one, you see, you can see more. See this, you see this, this is a liquidity zone. Yeah, support and resistance, supply and demand, like whatever you call it. You need to look left and understand how the market is going to behave. So over here they came here, they took the liquidity, and this, you can see rest was history, right? This was when 2020 September, this was 25,000, and then we just started roaring. Since after that we have never gone back to that zone. So this is how it works, guys. And yes, let me show you one more. I think I saw something. Yes, I think I saw this one as well. You see this one, and you see this one. Okay, this one is still up. Yeah, over here, if you want, you can zoom it as well, and you can zoom that and check yourself like how good or bad it looks. So you can see this, the price is going down, but the RSI is going up. You can see it clearly that the RSI is going up and the bears have lost the control. That's why you see this has pushed it up. But yes, the pushed it up, it went above, because again, you see this, we had a liquidity zone over here as well, or you can call it support and resistance. Yeah. So over here, yeah, there was a support over here, support because there was a structure. The structure was taking care of it, and we have a lot of things over here. That's the reason. There was a Fibonacci, and there was a moving average as well. If you haven't watched the moving average video, please watch it. It's there for you. That class is important, and that's going to help you to understand, because these all things combine together. You're not going to look into RSI and you're going to trade. No, you never do that. that. You're going to be like maybe once or twice is going to work for you, but in down the line you're going to lose your money. Your portfolio is going to come to zero, that's for sure, because you don't trade with one strategy. You have to combine it with things like you have to look for the support and resistance, you have to look for the liquidity zones as well, you have to look for the RSI for the divergence as well, you have to look for the Fibonacci numbers, you have to look for moving averages. So whichever moving average you are trading, like if it's like essential or exponential or a simple moving average, though I trade with simple moving average because I try to keep it stupid simple. So that's it for today. The RSI is very simple. It's really simple. Like you just need to look for it, you have to hunt, you keep practicing, go in the chart, keep looking for it where the RSI is going down and or the market is moving up, the price is going up but the RSI is going down, and the vice versa, the opposite way as well. Try to look in the chart. You have to practice it. Like if I'm going to give you everything, it doesn't make sense. You're not going to learn, though that's my job. Like I'm trying to give it to you, but learning the lessons doesn't make anything better because you have to give your hard work as well. You have to go in the chart, go into any time frame, go to the lower time frame, 4 hours, 2 hours, whatever hours you're trading, you feel like it works with every time frame. It works with all the swing trade or like whatever, like intraday, anything. But you have to give your hard work, guys. You have to look for it, you have to practice it. Just open your system, practice it, and I'll leave the link for the trading view, and just click the link. It's free, and try practicing it, guys. That's it for today. We'll see you in the next class. See ya and bye bye.